I know you heard me on the radio. Flexing, she loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K. I know you heard me on the radio. Flexing, she loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K.
Morning, Your Majesty. It is another beautiful day in Zamunda.
Hell yeah, it is, baby. It is, especially when you're drinking a Mai Tai. What's going on, guys? How y'all doing, man?
Raphael, how'd your day go, bud? Thanks for joining.
Hey, you can't spell Miami without Mai Tai. You can't, have Mai Tai without Miami, baby.
That's the way it goes.
Oh. We're taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, 2-5-1 teams, Sunday night game. Eagles are given 2.5 points. It is Vegas is giving it 52 points. I bet the over. I think it's going to go more than 52 points.
Yeah, there's a good chance. I'd take the over on that.
So
52. Well. I don't know. I don't know how many points.
That's 28. If they get 28.
But no, 30. I know that. I mean, I don't know how many points Philly's allowing as far as their average this season. Are people putting up numbers on them like that?
Well, we about to get into that right now.
Cool.
So
I know we're giving up numbers like that, but we've just been keeping up, or we have, anyways, given up numbers like that.
Standings. And okay. Philadelphia is first in their division.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let's start. We're not talking about preseason here. So the Philadelphia Eagles played opening week against the Patriots. They won 25-20. They beat the Vikings 34-28. Against Buccaneers, they gave up 11. They won 25-11. Against the Commanders, Washington Commanders, it was 34-31. The Rams, it was 23-14. And in their last game against the Jets, it was 14-20. So you look at the two teams that gave them put up points was the Vikings and the Commanders.
Well, I'd say that we got an offense better than the both of them. Ryan, what's up, my brother? Glad you could join in.
Yeah, you look at the teams that really didn't score a lot. It was the Buccaneers, fucking Baker Mayfield, and fucking the Rams. The Rams, I want to say, the Rams aren't that. I think they're overrated right now, especially they're what's funny is I looked at the Rams game, and they were doing motion just like McDaniels. They're starting to do a lot of motion.
Yeah, McVay's he comes from that young coaching tree. I don't know. They just play knockdown football. They're winning. They're finding ways to win or compete anyways. The Rams are.
Mm-hmm.
But Tampa Bay, they've been fighting people too. I thought they'd be a lot worse than they are. They've been that's both those teams really have, I think, kind of overachieved, at least to my expectations that I had. And then the Jets 20-14, so only put up 14 on the Jets defense.
So here we go. We're looking at points. If you look at points put up, they are ranked behind San Francisco, Miami, San Francisco, Buffalo, and Detroit with 155. And points allowed, they are, where are they at?
Oh, if you got to scroll that far down, then I like our chances as far as putting up numbers on them.
Uh-huh. I'm trying to look for them now. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, they're in the middle of the pack. They allowed 124 points versus Miami. We're in the bottom behind. We're in the bottom too, which is not good. We allowed 156 points.
Yeah, but you know what though? Really, only two of those. That was the San Diego and the Buffalo game.
Mm-hmm.
They put up big numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost 100 points. With them two right there, Denver scored 20 something, 21.
Mm-hmm.
We had maybe 21 or 14. Yeah, I saw that comment. Joe knows what he's talking about. Hopefully, we stick to the run.
Yeah.
That's all we got to do, man. Stick to the run. Run, 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 run. That's
Run,
how
Ricky,
I look
run.
at it. Run,
Yep.
Ricky, run. And
But if
it's
you-
gonna eventually, man, they're gonna hit that play action and everybody's gonna get nervous and bite, and we hit them over the top.
Yeah.
Hey, Gino, get him off of that couch, please. Thank you. There's that, or maybe open if you get a good look and we can open up the top at first and then make everybody nervous and stay back, then open up them lanes a little more for the run game. Either way, I don't care how it gets done, just as long as Raph, how you doing, brother? Just as long as we run the ball. Is Jeff Wilson back? Let me look that up. I don't know if Jeff Wilson's back yet.
Not yet, from what I heard.
Yeah. So who do we got? Ahmed and
Ahmed.
Mostert.
We got Mostert, Ahmed, and McDaniel. He's gonna put on pads and run it for a snap or two.
Did you ever hear the word on what happened with old buddy?
He's week to week. It was a spring.
It wasn't
Chris
bad.
Brooks.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Brooks. Yeah, almost.
Yeah, they say it wasn't gonna be whatchamacallit. They said Hooked Up Joe said Wilson should be there.
Yeah,
so that's what's up.
I miss Wilson, man. He's got the really bruising running style, and even though Mostert's been, but I don't, I guess, however, whatever. Wilson's that, he was doing what Duke Johnson was doing for us when he was here, the short time he was here, that bruising running.
Messing up the rotation. And man, what's going on, Raphael? Yeah, man. Sorry about earlier today about the 240. It was an accident. I had to make the adjustments. I saw Raphael was there early in the building. What's going on, man?
Yeah, that's good. That's good news, Joe. Because Wilson, that's a good maybe some of these instances where McDaniel's running the ball on the 3rd and 1, the 3rd and 2. I mean, even though Mostert's, averaging 5.6 yards a carry, and he decides to these tricky plays, maybe that's what it'll do. We'll have maybe he's waiting for Jeff Wilson, a bruiser to get in there. Although that one play last week, my team I was watching with, they were all upset. Like, it was a dumb play, where it was like a fake and roll out and throw the ball. It just Tua kind of threw a bad pass. Had that pass would have been completed, that would have been a huge game because Mostert had the one guy beat already, and he would have beat the next guy too. And then it was green field after that. So I think that would have been a fantastic play had it been executed correctly. But,
I don't think he's going to keep him on a pitch count. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Mostert, obviously, then you got Ahmed. And it sucked that his ankle, the guy had an ankle, man. And there's, I think the only running back that's available right now, I think it's still Leonard Fournette is still out there. But I don't think they're going to get him.
Nah. Wilson comes back. We're good. Mostert stays upright. We got Ahmed. We got 3 running backs right now. We're good. That'll hold us down until A-Chan comes back. You say Brooks is week to week,
Well, we got practice squad running backs too, so we might have to elevate one for a week or two,
Yeah, that's the case. So be it. The way it seems, anybody can run. You know, it might not rip off yards like Mostert and Achane did, but what Brooks did against Denver, you know, he ripped off the long one, a couple long ones, but it seems that we just have an extremely good run block offensive line. Like everybody's sticking to the plan. And they're not doing a bad job keeping Tua upright. I mean, we had a bad go against Buffalo, but other than that, man, and this is the same line as last year. Everybody was up in arms about, finding a lineman, and everybody thought Chris Greer was out of control.
Yeah.
We needed help, and so hopefully,
Well, what's funny is I brought up the fact that everybody, the same people who was saying, "Oh, give Tua a chance. He needs to acclimate him to the system." Blah blah blah, are the same people who are trashing Eichenberg. The motherfucker played center for the very first time against the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. What the fuck you know what I'm saying? Position he wasn't familiar with. I know he played a little bit the game before, but I'm talking about his very first true start was against Buffalo Bills. Sure. They scored the first two drives. They were humming like all you know what I'm saying, and people were moving the goalposts. Well, it was scripted plays and blah 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 and bullshit.
Yeah.
And I didn't give that same. I thought it was bullshit when people said that about Tua. Oh, his first drive was good because of scripted plays. After off script, I'm like, dude, you got to give these guys a chance. At the end of the day, if Chris Greer, the guy people defend, said, "Hey, you guys are more worried about the offensive line than we are," so at the end of the day, you got to you want people to trust the process until it's somebody that you don't fucking like.
Right. Which is what I'm saying about Fangio, too. Everybody wanted overnight results.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. It's a brand new system. It's like, I mean, but I'm one of the people that is just tired of waiting for results. I've been waiting 40 years for results, so it's like, man, miss me with it takes time. But in all reality, that's what it is. And I don't know if we got the new offensive line coach, if he has anything to do with these guys performing better.
Butch Barry, yeah.
I don't know if this is just another year in that system, so they're more familiar with it, and now they're they're mastering it.
Yeah.
But I know one thing for sure, the run game is taking some of the load off of the pressure on Tua, because they can't just crash Tua every time. And Tua's getting the ball out a little bit faster. He's making his decisions faster.
Yeah. He's helping the offensive line for sure. I think
right. It's definitely a complementary thing amongst the two of them. But last year Tua held the ball a little bit too long, or he panicked and threw a pick, trying to get rid of it too quick. All that's going away this year. Hopefully it continues and just gets better, because it's been on the upward trend.
And I've been doing this since on my own since March of last year, right? I want to say February, after the Super Bowl, I started doing this in the blender and all that shit.
Uh-huh.
And one of the highlights of doing this is I did an interview with Richmond Webb, and he personally told me, he said the offensive line. I asked him what challenges does putting a new person in the rotation cause, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he told me, he says, listen, he goes, when you have a good offensive lineman and you've been playing with somebody for a long time, you could just look at him and you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, and another thing I like to, being that we both done landscaping before, me and my buddy, we used to do houses, whatever. And we used to cut grass, and we could just look at each other, and we could communicate. And we know what we've been doing for so long that we know what to do already. Because it's hard to talk over loud noises. You know what I'm saying? We just look at each other and freaking boom, 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 and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what it is with linemen. Once you have that in sync, you can look at each other and know what they're thinking. You know what I'm saying? But if you put in a new person, it's going to be kind of hard. You know what I mean? It's like I say, you cutting grass with cutting somebody's house with somebody that you worked with for a long time, and versus somebody the new first day you got to turn off the machine and shit like that
Yeah.
to
Keep
communicate with him.
talking to him. Yeah, directing him.
Yeah. Like for instance, you need the house edged, whatever, and this and that. All you gotta do is just and he
Yeah.
okay, I know what you're talking about.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. Once there's some continuity amongst any team in team sports or a team in life, if it absolutely you can communicate without
And what's funny is I had a buddy of mine. He barely spoke English, and my buddy he barely spoke Spanish, but they knew how to communicate with each other because they known each other for so fucking long.
So that could be good, the line being together this second year, man.
Yeah, and another thing that's very understated is the fact that now that Butch Berry is taking charge of the line, now Frank Smith could help McDaniel game plan versus McDaniel is probably doing all the game planning himself. Now he has an extra set of eyes. Now he has another perspective going into a week versus him by himself.
Yeah. It matters.
Yeah.
All that stuff matters.
Yeah,
like Joe said, it's it's a natural progression, and natural progression. That takes time. Definitely takes time. It can't be a rush thing. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to Sunday. I'm not looking forward to it being an 8:30 game.
Not me neither.
Whatever. It is what it is.
I love the Sunday night theme song. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
And it's
man,
great.
and this
it's
is
nice
time
to
of
be
year.
on prime time again because we went years without prime time games.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football.
This time, my time of year where, like after this is like Sundays, I usually do my chores, whatever, and the house is clean and everything. I light a candle. I'm talking about this in this particular year. I light a candle, one of them good smelling candles.
Yeah.
Open up the window. Ain't nothing like watching football, smelling that candle, whatever, and feeling that fucking breeze come
Fresh
through the
air.
fucking window.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's gorgeous. Hopefully there's supposed to
can't
be a
do that
cold front coming through. Well, over here anyways. I'm sure if it's over here, it's over there.
Mhm.
This weekend there's another cold front coming through.
Hell yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
I seen a post you put when it's cold and all of a sudden there's a cold breeze, you had a little Wayne.
Yeah, you see that, yeah.
I'm like, damn, I could fucking relate to that shit, bro.
Seriously, that wind is biting. That's what they say. Wind is cutting because whatever you got on, it'll cut through all that.
But it's the best feeling in the world.
This past week in the morning times, man, it's in the 50s, 55, 56, but no breeze. It's just a still cool air, so it's nice, man. I'm enjoying my coffee on the back porch.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's dope. I hope this weekend's like that. Because normally I'll go to my friend's parents' houses on the river. And we, he has it set up in the garage. So we, open the garage door. We got the river breeze and we hang out there and watch the games. But it's nice, the cool weather. That makes it all the better,
All right, so I'm gonna go down the list, all right, and you tell me. I'm gonna go position by group position.
Let's do it.
Tell me. We're gonna do a new thing. You tell me, and if you want to in the chat, you could give me your answer as well. Quarterback. Who has the edge?
I'd go with us. Well, I'll tell you what worries me, man, is we struggle.
Even Liz.
We struggle with mobile quarterbacks. I mean, they make us pay. Josh Allen is just constantly, every time we play him, he's running. So that makes me nervous.
Well, the thing about Josh Allen, and I hate to say it because fuck Buffalo, is the fact that not only is Josh Allen mobile, but he's hard to fucking tackle.
Yeah, he's nice with it. I'll give that a 50-50.
50-50, all right.
Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah.
I'll call that a split. Quarterback, I'll say split.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, running back room.
The hands down is Miami. That's easy.
Tight end room, obviously Philly.
Well,
Dallas Goedert.
Goddard, he hasn't really been putting up numbers like he did last year. He's been kind of quiet this year.
I mean, I'm a big Smythe fan.
And he's questionable. He's questionable this
I'm
week.
a big Smythe fan, but you know what I mean. I like Goddard definitely over. But because here's the thing, after Goddard, right? Our this is our tight end room as it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I say this is the top, right?
Yeah.
This is our right here. This is ours, right? Right, like we're in the middle pack. Yeah. And after him, it's fucking
what
fell off a fucking cliff.
You know what I wonder? Maybe Joe. Joe seems to be in the know with everything. Maybe he knows what's up with Claypool. Is Claypool going to play this week?
Yeah, but he's not going to be. Mike McDaniel said he's not making him a tight end.
But even still, if he's in the slot position with his size, I mean, he's kind of like another tight end.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you think about it, and he's got crazy blocking skills. He's a good blocker. So,
yeah, I agree. But again, I listen. I agree with that. I'm a big. Trust me, me and my man Lewis. You know Lewis.
Yeah, sure.
We've gotten to heated arguments about Durham Smythe. I like him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I just like Goddard a little bit better.
Okay, and I'll go for that.
But everybody has their opinion, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking for you. So if you think that
no,
Miami,
I don't. I don't. We don't utilize our tight end like that. So I had Goddard. The only reason I know him like that is last year I had him on my fantasy team.
Okay,
he put up numbers. This guy was yards, touchdowns. He was a pivotal part of that offense. This year, not so much. But I still would give him. I would still give him the edge because we don't utilize our tight ends like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we really.
And
don't.
I agree with you on the quarterback position because you know what? On one thing, I made this observation about the quarterback room was the fact that you look at. It's funny that you look at Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was a starter, and then he lost his job and never got it back. And then he was drafted in Philadelphia to be Carson Wentz backup. Carson Wentz,
what's up, brother?
He won the job and never looked back.
Yeah.
So I mean, at the end of the day, I think the one good thing about Jalen Hurts is he earned that quarterback position. Absolutely. He earned that locker room. It wasn't given to him. He wasn't drafted to be the starter.
See, and he wasn't. And you know what?
What's up, everybody? What's up, Adam Sabdowski?
He lost his job to Tua in Alabama, and then he transferred to Oklahoma.
Yeah, became a starter.
And he earned it over there, and he did what he needed to do over there. The guy can persevere,
Yeah. And let me ask you this: you look at Lincoln. What the good thing I like about Jalen Hurts is the fact that not only did he learn from Nick Saban, but he also learned from Lincoln Riley, who got Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield, both drafted number 1 overall back to back.
Yeah.
And
which both turned out.
And you know what's funny is the guy who got second, he got picked in the second round. I think he's having a better career than now than those two guys.
We're not even gonna say right now. He's better than both of them. I mean, that's that.
Better than you. If anybody was saying
now, hold on now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mayfield went to a kind of a messed up situation with the organization he went to, but he put that trash on his back and he got him to the playoffs, for the first time in forever. And then people wrote him off, and now he's over there in Tampa. He went to LA. Tampa. He had a couple of big wins, and didn't he go to LA first?
Yeah.
And then he had a huge game, and now he went to Tampa. And
well, that's why I said right now because I think
wrote them off already. I said, yeah, Tampa's going to be trash, and they're fighting, they're winning, and games they're not. I mean, they're not getting stepped on.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still Jalen Hurts is he's definitely going to exceed, and Kyler Murray, forget about it. This guy.
He seems like the type of person that needs motivation. But at the end of the day, one thing I learned in life the hard way: motivation, discipline beats motivation every time.
Every time, man.
If you're disciplined, you need motivation to do.
People, man. You got to pop out your mouth.
Yeah.
Well, that might not be appropriate for this, but you got to let him be a man.
Yeah.
You can't baby him. You can't keep babying him. You know?
Yeah.
It's
Especially
just-
Kyler Murray. Oh, he'd rather play Call of Duty or this and that. The fucking, you know what I mean? But that's what you have the off season for, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think he doesn't take things too serious. I don't know. I'm not an Arizona fan. I don't follow him. I just see what people say, and the results in this game. That's it.
I can't wait for this game too.
Yeah, I think that feeling is pretty mutual with everybody.
All right.
I'm anxious. I ain't gonna say nervous, but I'm anxious. I don't want to drop 2 in a row to good teams. Then the whole world comes crashing down. I'm used to it, to get my hopes up and being disappointed. But with the concerns that I have, it'll look terrible, man. That'll kind of dim this little light of mine. I'm just gonna let it shine. Is just gonna get a little bit dimmer if we lose. And then you know what that turns into when we play Kansas City in a couple of weeks. This is a must-win game for the Dolphins, and all that chatter comes in.
Yeah.
And Kansas City, it looked like they've been struggling, with bad teams or whoever. They've just been struggling this year. They're not blowing everybody out like they normally do, but still they're winning, and they're still the Chiefs. They still have a Hall of Fame head coach over there, one of the better if not the best quarterbacks in the league right now, the best tight end hands. They still got all that going for them. And we'll be in Germany, so it's not like we have any kind of advantages going into that. And being down 0-2 against winning teams is just going to be a lot. That'll be on everybody's head. And then, so hopefully I feel like we need to be motivated for this game.
All right, so let's continue the exercise. Wide receiver room. Who got the edge?
Well, we got it not hands down, but we got it.
Yeah, because you got AJ Brown, Devontae Smith.
Yeah,
and and they signed Julio Jones, which I think is a joke, but whatever.
Yeah, Julio Jones.
I
like AJ Brown's top flight receiver, but Tyreek is the best receiver in the league. So
yeah, but you know what? AJ Brown made Tannehill look good.
He did make Tannehill look good. Tyreek's making Tua look good. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, for real.
Really. Everybody can say
Justin Jefferson is making Kirk Cousins look good.
Thank you. It is what it is. It's complimentary, but and I'm not knocking Tua, so don't everybody get worked up. What I'm saying is, if you look at yards after the catch for Tyreek,
yeah.
I've always said.
Well, last year he didn't have too many yak last year.
No, last year he was catching them pretty close to the end zone. He was. He had some, but not a lot. This year, however, he has a whole bunch of them. And I don't think yards after the catch should go on quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I know if they lead the receiver the right way or whatever, but anyways,
yeah.
I take Tyreek over AJ, and I take Waddle over Devonta Smith. They're both good receivers over there, but I think ours are ultimately better receivers. So I give us.
Yeah, you look at fucking Tom Brady. He made Edelman look good. He made fucking Danny Amendola look good. You know how many wide receivers that motherfucker got paid?
Some that you can't even name. Hogan. Remember Hogan?
Yeah.
Made him look good.
So you got receivers that make quarterbacks look good, and you got
quarterbacks that make them look good. Peyton Manning did the same thing. He had Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne at first, but after Marvin Harrison retired, Reggie Wayne pretty much stayed good until he retired. He was like Larry Fitzgerald, but he was off in the side. He wasn't a primary receiver. Pierre Garçon, look what he did with him. I can't even think of the tight end they had, the white fellow.
I'm sorry, I'm late. Is Dan Mitchell on? I didn't know Dan Mitchell was on. Michael K. Is that what you're referring to? Hey, what's up, Color? How you doing, my brother? Good to see you, man. But
that's right. That's right, Color. We're first in both areas.
Yeah. So exactly. So you give the edge to the Dolphins as far as wide receivers. All right, offensive line. What do you? I'm agree with you. We got the edge on that because we do have Tyreek Hill. We have Waddle. Um, we got Braxton Berrios. Your dude from the U. You know what I mean? So I think Braxton Berrios is playing better for Miami than he ever did with the Jets
Yeah, absolutely.
or
I think
the
that, well, I think the scheme, is just
the
our
Patriots.
offense is more up to his speed.
What's up, Dolphin here?
Who
But
we
yeah,
got
but
next?
offensive line definitely. Defensive line.
The defensive line, I got to go with the Eagles. You know,
Linebackers.
I'll be honest. I don't really know the Eagles linebackers that well.
Hmm.
I haven't even had. I've been so busy this weekend. I haven't had a chance to really study up. But I mean, besides Andrew Van Ginkel, our linebackers have been struggling. I mean, so far this season, Jerome Baker, he showed up last week. He had a couple of plays. I noticed he was in the mix. Um, but I'd have to go them two, the front seven. I'd just go with Philly's front seven, because I
Yeah.
haven't been impressed with ours really. You know,
Hmm.
we're up there as far as pressures on the quarterback. But I mean, what are the pressures? Where does it get us? You know, like this door to a hotline against the Bills. Seriously though, against the Bills, where did the pressures get us? Nowhere. You know what I mean? So the pressures, we need sacks. Pressures is all good, and I know it makes a quarterback panic. It makes jabronis panic. A good quarterback is, the pressure isn't going to be. You need to get them on the ground, and we've been failing in that area. So we'll just say the front seven. I'll give Philly the advantage on that.
All right, and the secondary.
You know, I'm, they got some nice cornerbacks over there, but I'd still give us the edge on that. Because I think we have better safeties, and X has been playing a little bit below par. You know, but I still like our secondary. Is Nick Needham playing? Is he back yet? I know
I'm
we
hoping
started.
so.
I hope no, we practice. I mean, and even if he is back, how effective can it be his first game back after having almost a
Yeah.
whole year of not having any game time practice? Because all that practice stuff means zero. You got to get some reps in on the field against real time to knock the rust off. You're not going to do it in practice. That's the same thing about Jalen Ramsey. I'm glad he's coming back sooner than later because now he can have a chance to get in there and knock some of that rust off too.
Yeah, I think the best week for him to come back will be during the bye week after Kansas City.
See what I'm saying? This fucking guy
Uh,
did terrible. He did terrible, terrible. I ain't gonna say again. It did terrible against Stephon Diggs. And again, why Cater Kohu was guarding Diggs the whole game is just
yeah,
beyond me, man. You got to. That's something to a hotline. You got to take that up with Vic Fangio because me or I don't know if any Dolphins fan,
yeah.
Xavier Howard even said himself, it's not up to me who I cover. I want to cover the
Oh.
best guys.
And even if we lose, I think we're still going to be in first place because the Bills are going to lose to the Patriots.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Bill's been struggling. They've been
Hmm.
struggling. Can't keep struggling. One thing I'll say about it, they might have beat us, but the Bills, it seems, plays, up to the standards of the team they're playing. If they're playing a bad team, the Bills perform badly. I mean, they played a good team, which was us, and they played up to par with that. Well, one of these times, you guys are going to play a bad team, like you did with the Jacksonville Jaguars,
Mm.
and play to their level and lose. That's what happened with Jacksonville. Buffalo's a better team than Jacksonville, man. I don't know what
Yeah,
happened there,
yeah.
but
But it was the traveling. Oh my God.
yeah,
Oh, it's the sun. Oh, it's the cold. Oh, it's the hot. They're like a grandmother, man.
they do a lot of crying. They do a lot of crying. They got excuses for everything,
Oh fuck yeah.
you know. But I don't like to brag about how other teams beat them, whether it be the Jets, whether it be the Jacksonville, because we didn't beat them. So that's all that
Yeah,
really matters. So
I
I can't
agree.
say shit.
But you know what?
They
I
beat the
think
shit out of it. They beat, they smoked our game. So it's not even like it was a good game. And I can say, well, if he didn't drop that pass or if he didn't fumble that ball, then I can't even say that. We got embarrassed. So, enjoy your win. There you go. But we're on top of the division, whether we lost to them or not. We're still number one in the division, and we're moving forward. And we're back to smoking stuff. You guys are struggling. So
yeah.
right now, we're there.
All I know is, look, at the end of the day, I'm tired of people saying that the Jets are a trash team. I know we hate the Jets, and we're, of course, because we're division. But at the end of the day, I think the Jets are
They aren't who we thought they were.
no, they're one quarterback away from being a good team, a real good a contender.
They they contend against good teams. They've been doing it all year.
Kansas City.
Yeah, they fight. One thing about the Jets, they fight. You know, and really, Josh Allen lost that game for Buffalo. I wouldn't say, he's just a dork. So he blew the game for Buffalo. It wasn't so much the Jets. He gift wrapped that for them.
I mean,
that's what he does, though.
But how can you really put it on Josh Allen when he slowed down Mahomes as well?
Who slowed down Mahomes? The Jets?
Yeah.
I mean, to a hotline. Go ahead, give us your opinion in that comment section, my dude. Do you feel like Josh Allen blew the game for you guys against the Jets?
He said he says it. He already said it a million times.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, he says he puts it on Josh Allen.
Yeah, and it happens. Even good quarterbacks blow games, and that it is what it is, man. It happens. Nobody's perfect.
No.
As long as you win when it counts is what matters, and moving forward. So who's up next? The punters. I think
special teams.
Special teams. Obviously, I got to give the kicker. I don't even know his name, but he's better than Josh Sanders, unfortunately. Well, at least I think so. We haven't seen
Jason Sanders.
We haven't seen Sanders.
And they trimmed his contract to make more money.
Well, yeah. So I don't. I give special teams now. I go with our punter over their punter. I go with their kicker over our kicker. Special teams coverage. We blew one against, who was it? Denver. I think that's really the only. I don't remember us giving up too much on, as far as coverage for special teams. We've been pretty okay in that area. And again, I don't keep up with the Philadelphia Eagles enough to know how they're doing. I don't know what their yards, how many yards they allow for returns, punts, kickoffs. I mean, the kickoffs are almost irrelevant these days, man. Pretty much everything goes into the end zone. It starts at the 25, which is so lame that they did that to football. Listen, my son's leaving to go to Miami to film the Homestead race for NASCAR. Give me a second.
All right, cool.
So I can say goodbye to him.
All right, this was all right, cool. Yeah, man. So let's see what the people are talking to. Josh Allen lost the game. That's why 34 points against the Jets tells me more than being the Eagles. Yep. The Jets will be better than the Eagles by next year. Jets are on their way up. Bills are on their way out. Yeah. I think that's game time decision. I think that is game time decision. So, yeah, man. My co-host, I'll drop the link real quick. No, actually, he was telling the truth about that. The Bills are on the way out. Buffalo Bills, your window is closed, and you don't know what you're talking about, Michael K. Just admit it, and it's okay to not know what you're talking about. It's okay. It's okay. So, oh man. I'll drop the link for a couple of minutes because we're not gonna stay on here long, but I'd like to get a few people's thoughts. So I'll bring on everybody one at a time, and of course, if you're inclined to come on up, please feel free to do so. Then we got tomorrow. I will be doing the open panel from 6 to 8. It is, on the Fins tailgate. Actually, that chirp right there that you're sending right now, that's falling flat right now. So I don't know what you're talking about. Talking about giving chirping lessons, bro. You need chirping lessons, bro. Really, you really do. That's why I repeat what you say, because to make so you could hear how stupid you sound. All right. So please talking about chirping lessons. When you suck at chirping, all you do is repeat the same nonsense over and over. So I'm gonna repeat what you say. So anyway, go ahead. What's up, Hooked Up Joe? I'm here trying to educate Michael K on his chirping ways. Yeah, that was
Here, let me
now,
see if I
and I'm
get-
giving you a suggestion, bro. You need to work on your chirping too. It sucks. But go ahead. He's like the Pee Wee Herman of chirping. I know you are, but what am I? But that's another story.
All right, I had to get my logo up.
That's what's up. Hell yeah.
Should make one like this for color commentary.
Yeah.
So
Hell
he
yeah.
can have it. He has the perfect logo for something like this. So I'm happy as a fan. I think that I did a whole bunch of analysis today on the Eagles and who they've played and what the average score of, because you got to look at your opponent. So I basically broke down every team they've played, every team we've played, and how much they scored in passing and rushing and all that stuff. And you boil it down, and it's going to be a damn close game. I mean, when you just factor out the anomalies and everything, it's just, every way you slice it, it's a close game. And it's just going to come down to who doesn't make a mistake, who makes that one play. It's really not going to be. If it's a blowout either way, I'll be crazy. It means something crazy happened. You know what I mean? So I'm just looking forward to a good game. They haven't beat a good team, and we haven't beat a good team. So it's really kind of both of us are in a test this week.
I would say that the Chargers are a pretty good team because their offense is pretty high up there.
I agree, but I'm talking when people say they haven't played a good. They've played. They're the only one that's beat a team with a winning record. If you want to call 3-2 for the Bucs winning record, but all in all, man, just happy as hell to be a fan right now, and I don't care. I don't care what anybody says about the future or how it's been in the past or how everything's going to mess up. I'm just happy as hell to be a fan right now. I'm going to pop me a beer and enjoy every game for the rest of the year, regardless of whether we lost the last one or not. So, that's where I'm at right now. People can talk about if we're shit and it's all fake or whatever. You know what? I don't
Yeah.
give a damn. I'm having.
I don't either. Especially this guy right here, Michael K. Make it 125. I'll give you 125. You give me 200 back. That's the only way I'll send you 125.
There you go. You gotta hit him with the VIG.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta attach that VIG.
Hey, thanks for having me up. And I know you
yeah,
got
for
other
sure.
people coming
No,
on.
No. You know,
No. We appreciate all the comments too. You've been keeping it up with the comments and the good knowledge, because a lot of stuff I was so busy today. I rushed to get on the show, so I'll try to look up stats prior to the show so I can kind of gauge where we're at. And
so what's your score prediction? Hooked up, Joe.
My score prediction is, God, I think it's going to be like 32-31. I think it's actually is going to end up being a shootout. I'm going to go with my spreadsheet on that one. I'm going to go with like, we're going to have like low 30s, and they're going to have anywhere between the high 20s to the low 30s also.
All right, cool. All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. I got Todd in the back, so I'll bring him up. All right, man. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow at the open. We're going to do it at the Finn's Tailgate open panel. Everybody's welcome to come through.
All right. Sounds like fun. Thanks again for having me.
No problem, man. Thank you for coming by. What's going on, my brother? How you doing? Todd, what's up?
I'm feeling a lot better today.
What's up?
31.
The weather's good too. The weather's been good too.
Well,
man.
no, I ate something the other day that gave me an allergic reaction and closed up my throat.
Oh shit!
So I had to miss a day off of work yesterday.
How's your knee feeling, by the way?
I'm feeling great.
That's what's up, man.
But no, I'm thinking around 30. I was going to say around 35, maybe 27 us. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but it's going to be high scoring. They'll have something to get the ball out of Tua's hands quick.
Yeah.
And I'm looking in the red zone. I have a feeling we might see our new receiver make a difference in the red zone.
I hope so, man.
So I'm just hoping, I want to walk away with the win and shut up all these hypocrites and everybody on there. Like the most overrated person, Keyshawn Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
You heard what he said yesterday, right?
No.
Oh, it pissed me off. Keyshawn saying Herbert's still a top 5 quarterback. It's not his fault. He's had 3 different offensive coordinators through his first 3 years. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting here going, well, you were burying Tua when he had that same issue.
By the way, listen, I want everybody to go to the local bookstore and pick up today Volume 1. Buffalo Bills Excuses, Volume 1. And if I tell you what, if they lose to the Patriots, Volume 2 will definitely be coming out.
Oh God, I'm never rooted for the Patriots before, and I'm going to have to this week.
Yeah, me too.
Only because it helps, it knocks down the Buffalo Bills from us. But I hate doing it.
Miami sports. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead,
Liberto. Miami sports. That's what needs to happen. We got to win, and that'll pipe down all that. Because and listen, we can't be upset. When people say they doubt us as fans, we see it, we like it. Some of us, myself included, that talk reality about the Dolphins and certain shortcomings.
Right.
They get upset. They're like, "Oh, you're not happy. We're winning, and you're still not." I mean, you can criticize. Listen, if you see faults and you can criticize,
there's a difference between being criticizing and being a hypocrite about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And bashing it for no.
Sure.
But check this out. Hold on real quick. I said one at a time, and I'm sticking by that. But, there's exception for every rule, and this is the rule. So let me welcome mi hermano, Lewis. What's going on?
Lewis, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's good, fellas? What's good?
That's good, man.
No, back in the great state of Florida, so I'm happy.
Where are you at?
Oh, I made it back home. I'm in Tampa.
Oh, okay. Damn it! I was hoping you were driving through here. I was going to say drop off some of your deliveries.
Oh, no. I was in Georgia for the week and got back in.
I'm only 40 minutes from Georgia, or 35 minutes from Georgia here in Jacksonville.
Oh yeah, what part of Jacksonville you in?
I'm right now in Orange Park.
Okay, south. Nice. Yeah, that's
why.
it.
It's just I don't even care about tonight's Jacksonville game. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh, they're playing tonight. I forgot. Yes, right.
We win. We'll be in and maybe it matters to some, maybe it matters to don't. We win and we'll be in a positive light. We lose, and it's really, really, really everybody. Listen, myself, I'm not excluding myself from this. If we lose like we lost to Buffalo against Philly,
that's the difference. Yes,
you can.
If we lose a close game, I'm not going to be heartbroken because I know we're not fully loaded yet.
If it's if there's a couple of plays like, damn, if that would have went this way, it would have.
Yeah.
If it's a game like that, okay. If
but
it's a game like against Buffalo, forget about it, man.
We're not fully loaded. Yes, Mosert's playing out of his mind, but nobody's come close to A-Chain as a second. You know what I mean?
No.
Armstead's out. We don't know yet about Connor at center. Liam Eichenberg's a big drop off from Connor.
Yeah.
We're now just getting Ramsey back.
But no, let me ask you a question. If he's such a big drop off, then why do we put up so many points against the?
We only played 2 games without him, but he is a drop off overall. Connor's one of the best blockers at getting to the second level and knowing where to make all the calls.
But what I'm saying though is we put up a 40 burger with Eichenberg.
We did.
Hey, Shake Money, can you get to the TFTG Twitter little group chat we're in? Just the TFTG one?
Yeah.
Go there, and I dropped a little nugget about our great Liam Eichenberg that I think I told Color was doing his show. Color pulled it up. I don't know if you want to pull that up. It's surprising. Liam Eichenberg graded as of right now this season, he is currently number 10 in win rate in run blocking. He's number 10. So all these people that come out here and say that Liam Eichenberg is the worst offensive lineman ever, he's never won a rep, he can't get the job done. It's funny to me how Liam Eichenberg cracks the top 10 in the NFL.
I mean, I'm not saying he's the worst offensive lineman. I'm just saying he's a drop off. Well, look what happened when we had.
There it is, Shane. You got it.
But I'm asking you, explain to me how is he a drop off when we put up a 40 burger with him in the lineup?
Well, what did we do when we had Armstead and Connor and we put up a 70 piece?
Well, it was against.
You see what I mean?
Listen,
how many times? But how many times? So you're saying? So hold on. So you're saying if Connors would have been there, we would have put up 70 points against Philadelphia?
No, I'm just saying we're a lot better. You look at what he did in Buffalo. Look at what Liam did in Buffalo.
Okay, so you put us. So look what Liam did against Buffalo last year. We only put up. It's not like we put up a massive amount of points against.
Was he playing center?
Remember we put up 20 points. We didn't put up 30 points. We allowed 48 points. So
yeah, but here's the thing: we gave up a lot of. If you look at his pass win rate last week against when he played against Buffalo, he improved it big time. Don't get me wrong, against Carolina, but his pass score with that what's that one group that does it? PFF was a 4.9 against Buffalo, the lowest they've ever had.
So you're telling me a guy who never played center, who never started a game at center, can't improve and can't get better?
No, and he did improve. He did improve this week, but look at what the Eagles have in that middle. Mm-hmm. And I would feel a lot better with Connor in there making the calls on the line because Connor's he has more experience. That experience alone is an improvement. He only has 1 year
he only has 1 year of experience. So,
but that's a lot more than what Liam has going into a hostile environment in Philadelphia, is what I'm saying.
He did the same thing last year.
But didn't we get Connor from Dallas?
Yeah, as a guard. Last year he did pretty well. He improved. Last year, our biggest worry was Connor. Everybody wanted a true center because Connor was doing snaps but he
Right.
improved gradually week after week. And I think that's what Eichenberg is doing as well.
Listen,
If we need to give, I think we need to give the same grace to Eichenberg that we give to other
listen,
players on this team.
You didn't hear what I said though. If he keeps improving,
Yeah.
if Connor outprices himself here, I think Liam's going to be our new center next year.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying right now, with experience and everything going into that environment, I'd rather have Connor Williams with that D line we're going against. That's all I'm saying. If he doesn't want to, if Connor can play that game and then sit out another game to get a little bit, from that with the Patriots, I don't care. I'm saying just for certain games in particular.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's nothing. That's not a knock on Eichenberg. I'm saying the experience alone is giving him a big upgrade of calling the plays.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I mean, didn't Eichenberg start? Did he start center against the Giants too? Who was our last?
No, that was
Connor.
That was Connor against the Giants. So he got hurt against the Giants, or he got hurt against Buffalo?
He got hurt before Buffalo. They rested him 1 week. It's the same thing that X has, the groin pull.
Oh, the groin.
So they rested him against the Bills, and then brought him back out against the Giants, and then they rest him against Carolina.
Okay.
It's that nagging injury. Those are the injuries that can last the season long. Look at X last year.
Yeah, I don't know. No matter what, listen, this is how I look at it. It's up to the coaches. If we have somebody who's the only guy readily available to play the game, then there needs to be a game plan drawn up to kind of subterfuge this guy's deficiencies, something to hide where this guy's weak. There has to be something. You can't just go into it saying, okay, we're going to continue this same game plan with this guy, even though he's not as well versed as this guy.
Well, and you know why Armstead's out, right? The way Connor blocked his guy, he blocked him and turned and pushed him right into the back of Armstead's legs, and that's when Armstead got hurt.
Yeah, that kind of stuff happens. I mean, what are you going to do?
Well, he also did it to the other side of the line, too.
Hurt, man. I mean, we signed these players with a history of injuries and then are shocked as fans when they have an injury.
Thank you.
You talking – I'm sorry, Anthony.
Go ahead, Luke. Go ahead, bro.
Todd, are you saying that Liam Eichenberg got Terron Armstead hurt?
Yeah, he shoved his defender into the back of when he turned and he pushed him straight down to the back of Armstead's legs. And he even said afterwards.
No.
Yes.
No.
Go look at the all 22. I saw the play. It was the way he blocked.
Yeah, I watched all 22 too. Liam Eichenberg cannot block somebody into Terron Armstead's legs if Liam Eichenberg is on the ground. That's number one. He got pushed back. So Liam Eichenberg lost his rep. I would agree with you. The fact of the matter is, though, Terron Armstead are all-pro left tackle. And again, in a pass play, your tackles are going to be taking steps backwards.
Right.
But Terron Armstead got pushed into Connor Williams. So Connor Williams got his ass beat. I give you that. But so did Terron Armstead. I'm tired of this narrative that Liam Eichenberg got Terron Armstead hurt. The fact of the matter is, if Terron Armstead would have did his job and held up his end instead of getting his ass dominated and pushed back, he wouldn't have ran into Liam Eichenberg. So two things can be true, but we got to stop coming out here and blaming players for other players getting hurt. To Anthony's point, when you're up at the line, things happen, control somebody or get pushed into somebody, I get it. But this, again, Liam Eichenberg is not blocking nobody. If you watch the play, Liam Eichenberg is getting absolutely demolished by Ed Oliver. He's getting pushed back. But he can't push nobody from your back. That's false, Todd. You're giving out false information. Terron Armstead got hurt because Terron Armstead got pushed into Liam Eichenberg. So, yeah, we can make the argument that Liam Eichenberg shouldn't have been back there. He shouldn't have got dominated. But then in the same argument, I could say Terron Armstead shouldn't have got dominated neither, right? Like, what are we That's what we do as a fan base. We just hate certain players. And again, I'm not here to
I don't hate
defend Liam.
anybody. First off, I don't hate anybody on the team.
Maybe
I support
hate is a
anybody.
strong word. Okay, yeah, you're right.
I
Maybe
support
hate
it.
is
And you heard what I said, Lewis. I said with the way he improved from his first week in Buffalo to this week, if he keeps improving and Connor Williams outprices himself, I could see him as our starting center next year if he keeps improving.
right. And
I have no hate. I will support anybody on my damn team.
Right. I listen, and I apologize. I shouldn't say the word hate, but Todd, I know. No, I've never seen you on Twitter, but I know Twitter and Facebook.
I don't go on Twitter. I don't go on Twitter.
So
yeah, it's a cesspool.
To Anthony's point, right? There's a lot of people that, whether you say something or whatever, they always criticize you. So I shouldn't use the word hate, but I just don't like how we blame Liam Eichenberg. Bro, the fact of the matter is, Terran Armstead gets hurt. He's injury prone. That's just what he is. I'm not going to
sign him knowing that. I mean,
yeah, right. I'm not going to blame.
That's why he took a discount, bro.
I mean, listen, shit happens in football, man. It is what it is, and that was an unfortunate timing.
Now I got one thing to ask y'all.
It's just
what's up, Todd?
Game of benches,
Why did we take money away from our kicker right now? What do you think they're thinking about? Maybe a trade.
Well, it's crazy because I got an app on my phone, and again, I live in Tampa, so sometimes if I'm not on YouTube or Twitter or wherever, I'm listening to the sports radio down here in Tampa, and it's being reported on Tampa sports, their radio station, that basically they said it today that Miami has called to inquire about Devin White. So this is where I get up in the air with it. Devin White he's on the last year of his deal. He's already told Tampa Bay he's looking for a new deal, and he wants that Roquan Smith money, that $20+ million a year, right?
Yes.
Okay, I don't think Miami is willing to do that. But I'll pose this question to you three gentlemen. Let's say, for the sake of argument, you can offer Tampa Bay, I believe we have 2 5th-round picks. Let's say you send one of those 5th-round picks to Tampa, and they say, okay, we'll give you Devin White for a 5th and maybe whatever. If you got to throw in a player or maybe another pick.
I don't see them getting rid of that.
Hold up. How old is he, Lou?
He's 25 years old.
Okay.
Right? He's a monster of a linebacker in the inside.
He's on the end of his rookie deal. That's why I don't think they would take it. I think they'd want a 1st-round pick in the deal.
No,
I say trade Wilkins straight up.
Yeah, they're not going to get a 1st. They were talking about it today on the radio. They know they're not going to get a 1st. What I would pose the question though, let's say Miami trades for him, and are you making that trade? Are you making that trade just for a 1-year rental for 9 games this year?
Yes.
Would you make that
for
deal?
a 5th round? Hell yeah, in a heartbeat.
Hey, for a 1-year rental, I don't know how quick he would get acclimated to our defensive scheme, because we got guys on our team, man, that normally
good point
and do good, and they're not showing up yet, just barely starting to show up.
Hold up. Is he on his 5th-year deal?
Yeah, he is.
And maybe again, by the time the playoffs start, the guy will really be acclimated to the defense and be able to make some noise.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Well, what's funny is we let's say, for instance,
Hold on, I heard this. Let me say one more thing to this point. I also think, man, and I forgot what player. I said this about Claypool. Everybody said, who knows it? He's a prima donna. Maybe he'll want more money. Yada yada yada. Who knows after this year what happens? And what I had to say to that is, that's contingent, I believe, on what we do as a team this year, how far we go as a team this year. Because you get guys that come on the team, and if there's a chance where we can win and really start winning and contending, and say we were to win the big game this year, that'll change a whole lot. I was watching Richard Sherman, Marshawn Lynch talk this week. I think it was on Club Shea or whatever, but he was saying, man, listen, when he did that, when he passed the ball instead of run the ball, that messed up a whole bunch of stuff, because we already had guys. We want to come back to the Super Bowl. We won already, and this is our 2nd year back. He's like, now you got guys, you got Bobby Wagner, you got all these stars. He's like, man, all of us were like, man, look, I'm willing to take less to keep winning like this. I want to be a part of something like this. And all the big timers on the team that would normally get monster contracts were saying, man, I'm ready to take less money. Let's keep winning. Let's do something. Let's do something that, you know, be a part of something great. And that's what happens, man. When you got a winning culture, people will start taking less money. I don't know how many Heat fans we had. Dwayne Wade, when damn LeBron.
Yep. I'm a Heat fan when LeBron and Bosh.
Dwayne Wade took a pay cut. He went in. He asked LeBron and he asked Chris. He said, "Look, we got to keep UD. That's my brother, and he's an integral part of this team. He was a huge part of us winning 06. Everybody agreed to take a pay cut to keep a guy like." Things like that happen. When you have a winning culture and you got a brotherhood in that locker room, you'd be surprised what people will do. So I'll say that, Lou. It might seem like a rental for this year, whatever, but if winning can change a lot of things, man, it'll change a lot of people's attitudes, you know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would agree with that, Anthony. I think that's a very strong point. I would say now on the other end, right? Like, when you use the basketball analogy, I would just say there's only 15 players in basketball, and plus there's no salary cap there neither. It's just easier.
But how many guys are really making
it's a hard cap.
I get it. Right. Yeah, I get it. Absolutely.
It's not that many.
But yeah, the one thing I wanted to say too is, can you imagine drafting him for a 5th round pick and putting the franchise tag on him and giving him and trading him for a 4th or 5th or back and getting your pick back?
If this
you could also do that as well. Yeah.
I don't know. I take Lou's word for it. To be honest, 100% honest, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. If Lou said the guy's nice like that, and he's only 25, this guy's in his prime. 25 is nothing. That's just when you're really starting to learn the game.
Lou, and if that fell through, what about his teammate?
What we got to do to get him? Imagine him with Van Ginkel, because Van Ginkel's young like that, shining, and Fangio. Now we got 2 linebackers that are nice. That's what we need, man. We need linebackers, man.
The biggest thing for me that I like about Devin White, he's just a sure tackler, right? He's never out of position.
Good enough, because we're lacking in that this year.
Isn't he good in coverage? Isn't he good in coverage too?
He's good in coverage as well. He's fast. He's instinctual. He's a good blitzer. Like he's an all around. Even when you look at him, he's just a great inside linebacker. And young, to Anthony's point, he's in his prime, and he could definitely be a difference maker. What worries me about that is I don't know if they would be willing to give him the kind of deal he wants. And I get Anthony's point, and it's a very strong one. I'm not disagreeing.
Right. But, I get it though.
You know, if
wants his money.
If you win the Super Bowl, right? Let's say you did trade for him, and let's say he won a Super Bowl. Not only for him though. Like, look at some of the other guys. Robert Hunt, this is his last year. Austin Jackson, last year. Who else? I just had one.
Connor Williams last year.
Connor Williams, Christian Wilkins, all these guys last year, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you do win the Super Bowl this year. To Anthony's point, yeah, there might be one guy, maybe 2 guys that say, you know what, I like what Miami's building. I'm willing to stay here. But the reality probably is you're probably going to lose 2 or 3 guys, because the way this league works is you win the Super Bowl, other teams want those good players.
But let me ask you something.
Other teams are going to come, and let's say we come and say, hey,
hashtag Donnell Ellerbe. Hashtag Donnell Ellerbe.
Absolutely, Anthony, right?
Yo, I was so stoked about that pick, Lou, and look what happened, man.
Right. So,
hey, shout out to the OG Chef Jew, by the way.
What's up, Chef?
So I think Anthony made a good point. I think both things can be true. It's just, you know.
But let me ask you, us as Miami fans, if you knew it was still a 1-year rental and he could help you win that big game, I'd give up a 5th round pick for that Super Bowl.
Absolutely. 5th round picks. What are we doing?
You know what I mean? I'd give up a 5th round pick for a Super Bowl in a heartbeat.
Come on, man. Everybody in the Zach Thomas, you know, where you get a guy in the 7th round. When we get Zach 6th, 7th round.
5th round.
No, Zach was
5th round.
5th round.
Okay,
Jason Taylor was 4th round.
You know my point.
Yeah.
mean,
But Jason Taylor was actually third round the
Or
following
third
year.
round, yeah.
The
Yeah.
following year.
still, you know.
And it's funny. I heard the story because he wanted to draft Jason Taylor in the second round, but then Sam Madison fell. He says, "No, I'm taking Sam Madison. If Jason Taylor,
God, what a draft that was.
Yeah, if Jason Taylor's still around, I'll draft him."
I don't know. I'd take him. We need linebacker help, and tackling seems to be an issue with us this year. You know,
And one thing I noticed
Holland's kind of distant, but that's my guy, man.
You notice one thing I've noticed about White, though, watching some Tampa Bay things, he never gets washed out with the offensive lineman the way certain people get washed out.
Yeah.
He's physical. You know what I mean? He goes in there and he gets hit. He'll hit.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, and again, I'm not saying this is breaking news or not. I'm just saying that I thought it was very funny how we get all these, Jason Sanders kind of restructures. I'm thinking there might be a move. I don't know if it's going to be a big move. I'll be honest, but I thought it was crazy that the Buccaneer guy, and again, he is trustworthy down here. He has a lot of inside knowledge in what the Buccaneers are doing. He's the one that reported it. And he said his name is Ira Kaufman. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but he's been in the Tampa market 25 plus.
I've seen his name before.
Yeah, listen, he represents anytime any Buccaneer like Rondé Barber, Derek Brooks, Warren Sapp, he inducts all those guys into the Hall of Fame. So he's been in the market for many, many years, and he's the one that reported he has gotten word that Miami is one of the teams. Now, he did say one of the teams that has inquired about Devin White. So,
the other one I wouldn't mind is Levante David still.
Nah, he's too old.
He's old.
Yeah, but he's a good person for a 1 year, 2 year.
No, he's already this year. He's already fallen off with some of his play.
He's
not the same.
I haven't watched a lot of them this year.
Yeah, see, and those are the kind of guys. Listen, if what Lou says happens, where we lose one or two guys, we say we win a Super Bowl, and we end up losing one or two guys. Maybe not a Levante David, but somebody in that realm is the kind of guys we end up as a plug and play sign guys to continue our journey.
Right.
It's not so much as
Yeah, but no, if we can get Devon White, that would be a steal. But if we're in competition, I think the pick's going to be a little higher.
Well, there's another linebacker to watch out for. The guy in Denver, J.C.
I heard about him. Yeah, I heard about him.
Yeah, J.C. Jewell. He's a little bit older. I think he's like 27, but he actually got drafted by Vic Fangio when Fangio was the head coach in Denver. To Anthony's point earlier about Devin White kind of maybe learning the scheme, you bring in a guy like J.C. Jewell, he understands the scheme, right? Like he was very productive.
Yeah.
He was very productive for Vic Fangio in Denver. He's still having he's coming off an injury last year, but this year he's been healthy and he's played pretty well this year as well. So that's another name to look for from a linebacker standpoint.
Color,
what's
how you
up,
doing,
Shake?
man?
What's up, Shake? What's up, Anthony? Lewis, Todd, how y'all doing tonight?
How you doing, Color?
I hope you went way too long. I wasn't.
Color.
What's that?
I said,
great show earlier. I was listening to it on the way home.
Yeah.
Right. And what'd you think about that, Todd? Where do you stand on? I mean, I wasn't trying to prove whether they mean something or anything. I think that's what the misconception a lot of people have about when I bring up the analytics. But what do you think about how I was trying to present them as far as how they could be utilized, like what they actually represent when it comes to like the wave function and probability clouds and all that? You know what I mean? Uncertainty principle basically is what it was all based on.
I don't believe in analytics.
Right, but here's the thing, and I'm glad you answered honestly, because I just had a question real quick. A minute ago, you said that you would give up a 5th round pick for a Super Bowl. Well, what you're doing there is you're projecting a Super Bowl based on bringing that player in. So you're comfortable enough with those projections to spend a 5th round pick on it. You see what I'm saying? But
saying
the Super Bowl wouldn't be guaranteed unless you're
no,
talking about looking at it in hindsight. You know what I mean?
it's not guaranteed. But to get to even, all right, our linebacking core is one thing that could hold us back from a Super Bowl.
Right. I'm just saying you're projecting
This guy could
out
help.
that another better linebacker would increase our probabilities of winning a Super Bowl, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think we need that.
And the reason not to get you in a gotcha moment, it was just to express to you that's all I'm using. That's all I'm saying about the projections.
No, and I understand.
There's this certain probability, and the probability is what it is right now. I embrace it instead of trying to go against it, considering the probabilities for what is considered to be a better team than us are not as good as our probabilities. That's why, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I try to get everybody to pump the brakes about, let's logically look at this game and say, what does it really mean? Sure, there is a statement to be made. I get it because of the platitude out there that, hey, we can't win we can't beat the big guys, whatever else. But at the same time, and I want everybody's opinion on this, I firmly believe that, and I said it in chat earlier, Shake, thank you for mentioning it. I firmly believe that putting up 34 points against a defense like the Jets tells me way more about the consistency and realness of my football team's offense than beating the Eagles does.
All right. Well, here's the thing.
Would you all agree with that, or?
No, I wouldn't agree with that at all.
Color. Here's the thing, though. With the I look at our team. Where's our biggest weakness? It's linebacker, middle linebacker specifically.
I'd agree with that.
This is the first time we can say it's not anywhere on the offensive line. So I'm loving it. But I'm saying middle linebacker, if we can strengthen up that middle linebacker with a better player, it helps us to where we want to get.
Sure, and I wholeheartedly agree with you there that it increases our probabilities. But then we can't turn around and say that we don't believe in that probabilities mean anything. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what the analytics are, is projections.
Plus, you got to remember, if you do give that 1 year rental up to him and he goes off and signs a big contract, you do get a pick higher than the 5th round, possibly maybe a 3rd round compensatory.
Now, do you think it'd be fair? Do you think it'd be fair for our organization to look at those projections that I presented earlier and say, this is a valid mathematical reason why we should be making a move at the trade deadline or trying to enhance our team further, instead of going, oh, well, look at our middle of the road projections. We're not going to actually go all in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But, you see what I'm saying? We're not really losing the pick yet eventually, because you'll get a compensatory pick back. You're going to get one for whatever player leaves.
Right.
So it's a 1 year rental, but we could go from a 5th to a 3rd round pick.
Right. I just want everybody to have an understanding about the way analytics should be used, because it's like a lot of people just want to ignore them. But if I were to list off the San Francisco 49ers probabilities right now, everybody would be like, yeah, that seems about right. But yet when it comes to our team, it's like, well, we got to prove it on the field first. We have. We haven't showed up in the one big game we've had so far. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to Stephen A. Smith's point, just because we got bullied that day doesn't mean we can't bully them. We have proven to be able to do it by playing them close and respectable in Buffalo twice in a row last season.
Yep.
And fuck Buffalo.
One with a backup quarterback.
And you turn around and you look, we blew out the Giants. What did the Giants do
to
Buffalo?
He fell off. I didn't do nothing.
No, but Shake, we blew out the Giants. How close did the Giants play Buffalo?
Mm-hmm.
The Giants should have won that game.
Well, here, this hold on. If you look at this book right here, Bill's Excuses, Volume 1, it will provide you with all the answers.
So it's not like you look at all these teams that we're blowing the doors off. It's games we're supposed to, but you don't see it happening every week to those teams. A lot of those games have been close for.
Me personally, I mean, the Jets, putting up a lot of points on the Jets. I hate the Jets more than any team in the league.
Oh yeah, me too.
That's
no,
my
actually,
worst-
I hate the
that's my
I hate the
worst
Bills.
enemy. The Jets is my worst enemy. I don't hate the Patriots, the Bills, and the Jets is the people I hate the most. So would I like to see us drop a bunch of and smoke the Jets? Absolutely. But me personally, the Jets are a losing team. All that. They're fighting good teams. I'm with that. I mean, they're showing up. The Jets aren't.
The defense is
who we
legit.
thought they were.
The defense is
when
legit.
Aaron Rodgers went down, we thought they were going to be a mess. They're not. They aren't who we thought they were. They're fighting. They beat the Eagles. That looks good. Sounds good. They're still. I mean, look at the record.
They beat Buffalo.
Again, I was specifically referring to their defense because their defense is
legit.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Color. I'm with you on that.
Well, what I mean is they keep stacking up really upper echelon teams that cannot score more than 25 points on them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why I was saying that if we scored 34 on the Jets, it would say more to me about the realness of our offense than it would beating the Eagles. You see what I'm saying?
Our offense is only so much, though. If we can't.
Yeah, I got you there. I got you. I'm speaking specifically towards like when we can show up, we can outperform other offenses. Is what I meant to say.
The last time the Jets
I agree.
This is my thing. When is the last time the Jets have been in the playoffs? Can anybody tell me off the top of their head?
Butt fumble era? Was that the butt fumble era?
Is that it?
I think so.
Yeah, I do think so. Yeah.
Okay, listen. F the Jets, bro, and putting up. I don't give a damn what their defense looks like. Forget about the Jets. I'm not concerned with that. If we're talking, we want to see playoff wins and we want to see Super Bowl aspirations and we want stuff like that. Who gives a damn about the Jets, bro?
Yeah.
And I get what you're saying. Believe me, I do. I get what you're saying because we've been that team before that we smoked the Patriots on Monday Night Football when we only won. We went 4-12 that year and they ended up winning the Super Bowl. We've been a team that has an underachiever that beats good teams.
I get you. I'm just speaking as compared to other teams when they say, "Hey, you haven't beat any good teams," and it's like, well, nobody has put a lot of points on the Jets. So as far as litmus tests go, I look at it like that would say something to me over the Chiefs or over the Bills if we were to put up 34 on the Jets.
Well, let's do a little. Let's do it. Hold on. Let's do a little recapping. All right, we have the Jets. All right, I pulled up the Jets. All right, the Bills put up 16 points. The Cowboys put up 30. Patriots put up 15. Chiefs put up 23, and the Broncos put up 21, and the Eagles put up 14. So the Broncos did pretty good for themselves.
And then if you look at the last two times we played them, well, look at the last time we played them, 12 points it was, or 11 points or something?
Yeah, 11. Or who was there?
Yeah, you're right. With Skylar Thompson, you're correct. You're correct.
The first time they beat us, they beat the snot out of us. Skylar Thompson.
See, I'm with you. I believe that we can put up 34 points on the Jets. I'm totally in agreement with you that it wouldn't necessarily tell me something. It would tell like the league something. Like, hey, wait a minute. Look at this. They put up 34 on a team that the Chiefs couldn't even put more than 23 on, and the Bills couldn't put more than 14 on. You know what I mean?
I think this year the Chiefs are the beatable team, and this is when we got to take advantage.
I don't know. I just feel like, for me, I don't give a damn about the league or anybody else. For me personally, and I would think that the league would take note of this. When you beat a team, one that was in the Super Bowl, the Bills, they choked in the playoffs every year. Who are we kidding? But still, they've been perennial playoff show-uppers, when you can contend, and I don't give a damn what they say, beginning of the season, end of the season. Some say it matters, some say it doesn't. There's 4 quarters to football, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? The first.
Well, my whole thing is nobody contends until they actually do, and nobody continues to contend until they actually do. You see what I'm saying?
But let me ask you something. How will it look to the league if we beat the Super Bowl runner-up and the Super Bowl champion?
Well, you guys are absolutely right. That narrative-wise, it's easy for the media to feel comfortable about talking us up as real if we're beating teams like the Eagles. I don't disagree with you all there.
Like, it makes
I'm
me
just
feel-
talking
it
about
makes
in
me
reality,
feel
it's
we're
like,
real when we
what
beat
is really
teams like
beating the Eagles but just another team?
Nah,
Well,
because,
the
because
one
last
thing,
year we folded. We folded. We folded. We
Mhm.
folded.
yeah,
In the
absolutely.
beginning of the
Well,
season, when the book wasn't on us, listen, I'm not one of them guys, bro. We beat Baltimore last year. Man, Baltimore went to sleep. Sorry.
Right. See,
And
I'm not sure though that it's.
we
I'm
should
not
not
sure that
have
it's
won
the
that game
team,
against Baltimore.
but I'm just not sure that it's the team we're choking against, or if it's the situation we're choking against. You see what I'm
Whatever it
saying?
is, we're choking. Is my
Right.
point.
You got you. Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's
and,
all I
and,
give a damn about. And I put a lot of it on coaching.
Fair enough, bro.
and the one thing I would say to Color's question, would it show more like a win against the Eagles or let's say 34 points against the Jets? For me, right, I would just say this. Like, I don't give a damn if we go to Philadelphia and we win 3-0. I don't care if we beat the Jets by 1 point. Like, I just want to win. Like, I don't care about
Right.
like the points or anything like that.
Yeah.
Again, me and Color have talked about points going into last season. We wanted to see the points go up.
Well, we
So
put
yeah,
70
I'm
on
proud
Denver.
of our
What else
team
do you need to
for
put
scoring
a notice
37
on the
points.
league?
Yeah. At the end of the
I'm
day,
happy with 37 points,
Yeah.
but for me, the points don't matter. Just go
Yeah.
out there and win.
this
Right.
ain't college. This ain't college. They don't do tiebreakers on points. You know what I mean?
Lose.
I totally get what y'all are saying. I'm just talking about like when it comes to internally when we look at
Right, I get it.
ourselves. If
Right,
we just
right.
talk about like forget all that's been already done the past couple years. If you're talking about what's been going on this season,
Right.
I would feel more comfortable about my offense going forward, in particular the offense. Obviously, if we were to put up like a bunch of points on a team that doesn't get a bunch of points put on them, than it would be if we're squeaking by in a primetime Sunday night game against a really evenly matched team with us.
Hey, Color. Earlier, I saw Greeny show. Greeny, first off, actually turned around and said he was dead wrong about Tua, which surprised me. But the league-wide, the scoring is down this year.
I could agree with that.
And yet, we're breaking records.
Well, that's the thing though. Is like, but people are just going to turn around and be like, "Well, look at the teams we've done it against." So I don't hype those things too much.
But see, look but none of their teams could do that.
But that's the thing. We're talking about we've got to beat the good teams because we've already beat bad teams, right? Well, the problem is the thing of it is, if you're talking about just this season, which every season is different,
right?
Okay, the Buffalo Bills have not beat any big teams either, and they lost to a bad team.
Okay, and then if you look at it, how many times have you seen in your life? I've seen a lot of teams worse than Denver, and I've never seen a team give up 70 points.
But there's another one, Philadelphia. They've beat nothing but trash teams, and they lost to a trash team. So why is it us that has to prove something when we've destroyed all the bad teams and had a bad day against arguably the third best team in the league?
Well, and see, let me have that one because it's very simple. It is very simple. I get it, whether it's right or wrong, but to answer Color's question, this is why it is. Because let's say Kansas City loses to a bad team, but they've been to 5 AFC Championship games, 3 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl wins. Philadelphia, yeah, they had an ugly loss against the Jets, but they were in the Super Bowl last year. Like Miami, yeah, we've had some good wins. Baltimore last year, Buffalo last year, but we're 9-8.
But we also don't know if the upper echelon teams have figured out the Eagles yet because they haven't played any of the upper echelon teams yet.
And I agree with that as well, Color. I was just saying to your question, why is it Miami? Well, that's why, because Miami still at least for me.
No, see, this is. I think this is where everybody's getting confused. I understand why the narrative is the way it is. Absolutely.
Right.
Because these guys are coming in with track record. I get it.
Right.
But as for right now, nobody's proven anything more than we have.
Oh, absolutely. And Color, I'm with you 100%. Like, if we're just going based on this season, I'm with you. I'm locked in arm in arm.
I mean, the only loss we have is to our division rival,
Absolutely.
Arguably one of the best teams in the league. Now, others
On the
would say,
road.
well, that's the type of team we need to beat to
Right.
prove that we are what we are. But it didn't happen in their house. We beat them last year.
I agree with that. See, and listen, Color, like I said, the way you're saying it, I'm with you arm in arm. I'm just going from a years past perspective when I hear, why is it Miami? Well, to your point, you said you understand that as well. Like, you have to start beating the
So would it have been different if we would have lost to Buffalo by 3? Would it have really been different? We'd still say that we didn't beat the big team in their house.
I mean, that's another good point. That's a fair point, Color. Absolutely. Listen, I'm with you. I'm with you. I think that's a weak narrative when we come out for this season and say, well, Miami hasn't beat nobody. Because to your point, nobody has really. So I get what you're saying.
I mean, and when it comes to the Giants, people are like, well, every day is different. Well, okay, but the Giants is almost a direct comparison. Both the Buffalo Bills and the Dolphins only gave up 9 points to the Giants. Yet we scored 30, how many? And they scored how many?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
I mean, you could say that we've proved ourselves against the trash teams and not against the good teams. Okay, what I'm saying is the other teams we're talking about have proven themselves against neither.
Well, this is where I would push back a little bit. Yeah,
this year is what I'm saying. This year,
and I'm gonna go to this year. I agree with you somewhat. The only pushback I would have, yes, Buffalo looked horrible against the Giants. They still came out with a win, and we all believe the Miami Dolphins are a good team, and they killed us. So they, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but we also know about mitigating circumstances.
Well,
nobody's going to convince me. Nobody's going to convince me when ESPN is projecting us with a 51% probability of winning that game. More than half the time we would win that game, and we get blown out by 28. That's not realistic, bro.
And I get that, Color. I don't think Buffalo's 28 points better than us. But when you say
our average point differential has been 2.6 the last 3 games since the Mike McDaniel era started.
And I agree, but when you say circumstances to the loss to Buffalo, you're talking about like Connor.
Like we didn't show the fuck up. That's what the circumstances are.
Okay. Well, but then again, are there the same?
But the Buffalo Bills didn't show the fuck up against the Jets. Is my point. We didn't show up against them.
Well, I mean,
they didn't show up against the Jaguars either. They're the ones with 2 losses, not us.
I get
That's my point.
And I get it, but the Jags are a playoff team, and they win the day.
Right. So why isn't Buffalo beating the good teams? So doesn't Buffalo have to beat the good teams too? To prove something? They haven't beat the Jaguars in how many matches? How many matches has it been since they beat the Jags?
And that's fine. And see, again, you're absolutely right. But the fact of the matter is, when they lose to the Jags, they're still in the divisional AFC Championship game.
And that's because of us. And that's because of us. Because they have no other contenders in their division, bro. That's why.
And right there is why this year.
And I'm saying right now, we're going to be the ones. We're the ones with a better probability of having 13 wins than they are. That's all I'm saying.
And we get all that, and that's fine. But that's why, and also this year Miami has to beat Philadelphia, and that's why also Miami has to go beat Kansas City. And that's
I totally am with you guys on all that. I really hope you understand. I am with you guys on all that, bro. I really am. I'm just saying at an X's and O's level for this year, because you only are what you are right now, bro. I know the media don't like to hear that because they want to keep. They want to make their lives easier by just talking about the teams that were in the dance last year. I get it. That's part of the probability, the wave function staying what it does. Is, Miami. You could argue Miami's the outlier here when it comes to who's part of the normal NFL wave function and who's contending. I get that. But I mean, I don't know. At some point, everybody that's a contender was not a contender the year before they started being a contender. That's all I'm saying. And everybody that's no longer a contender was a contender before the year before they stopped being a contender.
Yeah, like the who's that? Remember they had a high pick to get Jamar Chase, and they went to the Super Bowl. The Bengals.
Right. And I'm just like, okay, well, what if? I mean, the analytics are saying to me, Miami has the best chance we've had in many, many, many moons of actually this being our first year of being contenders. That it actually switched. That last year was our last year of not being one, and this year is our first year of being one. Could it be that way? Well, I guess we'll find out Sunday. But I just don't think a win against the Eagles proves that. I really don't.
No, I agree with you. I don't think the win against the Eagles is the only thing. But what I'm saying is
no, I don't think it proves. I don't even think it's one thing that proves it. I think that's a narrative platitude because of the fact that the Eagles have been contenders the past couple years. That's it.
Oh, by the way, the Eagles might be down one receiver for
X's and O's wise, we match up with them. Statistics wise, we match up with them. We're better than them in some areas. I mean, I don't know.
Hurts has 7 touchdowns this year and 7 interceptions.
Fortunately, our team, the players on our team, are not burdened with the fact that we've choked for the last 30 years. They're not burdened with that. Most of them have only been here since Mike McDaniel, and we have been contending. Sure, we choked last year against some good teams. I get it. But we also beat some good ones last year.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen us blow out more of the bad teams in a more decisive fashion. We've been doing that this year. That signals improvement.
It means we're
even
not
if they're
playing
bad
down to
teams.
our competition. It means we're not playing down
Last
to our
year,
competition.
look, bottom line, if we would have played the Giants last year and given up that many turnovers, we would have lost the game.
If Carolina would have jumped off to a 14-0 lead against us last year, we might have lost the game.
And I just don't see how that doesn't signal an improvement.
Yeah. But anyway, listen.
Appreciate you, Shake. I know you got
to. I'm gonna go. My old lady's coming back from out of town, and I gotta have the house ready and shit. You know that shit.
Yeah. Go ahead. Be the good husband.
I try to be.
Hey,
all right,
bro.
guys.
Hey, it's a pleasure being up here with y'all.
No, real talk. I always have I always love it when you come up here, Todd. I really do.
Shake, you have a wonderful night, my brother.
You too, man.
Color, you too.
Safe.
You too, Todd.
All right, guys, be safe, man. All right. With that being said, we're finna wrap this up. Hey, tomorrow, drive time. Did you see the title of the show?
No, I hadn't. What is it?
Driving to Motown, Philly with Will Smith and Adrian. Adrian!
Hey, cut me, Mick. Cut me.
Yeah. So, Will Smith apparently he broke. He's getting revenge on Jada Smith with Rocky's husband. So, Rocky's wife. I mean.
See, they ought to do that with McDaniel and Tua in a meme. Have Tua on the sideline with a swollen eye, and Mike standing there, and him be like, "Cut me, Mick,"
bum.
but
Yeah,
have it
bum.
spelled MC for McDaniel. You know, cut me, Mick. Cut me.
Yeah, bum. Yeah, bum. All right. Good night, guys.
I know you heard me on the radio flexing. She loved the sound